we got the opportunity to do the steepest zip line in the world, and there was no way we were passing that up.
This is one of the coolest things we have ever done, so you do not want to miss this.
And if you're already freaking out, then stick with us for just a minute, because there are also some tour options that you can take in the incredible views without having to go ziplining. I'm Phoebe.
I'm Adam.
We're the couple behind In the Great Wide, and we did the steepest zip line in the world, which is in St. Maarten. It is an island in the Caribbean, which we visited on our Royal Caribbean cruise.
We'd never heard of the island, but it's a very interesting place. It's actually one small island with territory of two separate countries.
Yeah, the southern half, which is where we were, is Dutch, but the northern half is French.
The cruise ship docked in Philipsburg. It's a 15 to 20 minute taxi ride from Rainforest Adventures, which is the company that operates the ziplining tours.
We booked the Big 3 tour, which meant we got to do all of their activities there. And we'll tell you about that first, and then we'll go into some other tour options for those of you who don't want to go ziplining.
We ended up going with 5 of our friends. Not everybody in our party wanted to go, which is understandable, but 5 friends wanted to come with us. It was great. Big group of 7 of us. When we got there, they weighed each of us at a check-in and gave us wristbands that listed all the activities we were allowed to do. Then they point us towards the gift shop where we could rent lockers for our backpacks and stuff that we couldn't take up the mountain.
Yeah, it only cost a couple of bucks, so it wasn't a big deal. But after we got all of our stuff put away, we headed to the ski lift, and there was hardly anyone else there, so we got to just get right on.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
About a third to half of the way up, there's a station where you can get off to do the first activity, the schooner ride.
The scooter ride is essentially a man-made inner tube slide down the side of the mountain.
Yeah, think of it like a water slide, but without any water.
Yeah, and I don't know why they call it the schooner ride, because a schooner is a type of boat, and this is an inner tube.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I'm not sure of the name, but we've never done anything like this before. In fact, we didn't even know something like this existed.
Yeah, so one person goes down at a time, and you have to hang on.
Yeah, there's handles on the tube, and you gotta hang on.
Yeah, so the slide has curves and banks, and it is bumpy.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and make sure that you have nothing in your back pockets.
Yeah, I landed on my phone several times. It was in my back pocket. I landed on it several times going over the bumps, and I thought to myself, that's it, my phone is destroyed. There's nothing I can do about it, because I couldn't let go to grab it. I didn't have anywhere else to hold it. But thank goodness for my OtterBox case on my phone. It saved my phone and came away unscathed. I was very impressed.
You know, you could also get a clear lanyard to wear your phone around your neck. On the cruise, I bought one for my phone, but it's an easy way then. It's around your neck. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. And from the top of the slide, the views are awesome, especially considering you're only like a third or maybe halfway up the mountain.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there to get us started down the slide, so you don't have to push yourself off or anything.
Yeah, he turned us around to go down the mountain backwards, which was kind of a bummer because you're looking uphill the whole time instead of at the amazing scenery that you're rushing towards.
Yeah, but this was a really fun and kind of ridiculous experience.
Yeah.
I went first, and then I got to watch everyone else come down after me.
I didn't quite make it all the way down. Apparently I'm just a little too heavy. But he had to come up and push me a couple times. It was fun. A little humiliating, but it's okay. It's okay. Once you get to the bottom, you're back where you started, so you can actually get right back on the ski lift.
Yeah, and we were told that we could actually do the schooner ride twice. I don't know if that's like a regular thing or if it's just because they weren't busy that day. But
which is really interesting, because by the time we got back up, there was a line of like 15 people waiting to go through the schooner ride again. So I don't know. I don't know if it was just part of it or what, but we opted to not do it again because we wanted to get up to the rest of the activities.
Yeah, so we opted to continue upward on the ski lift all the way to the top, and it takes a while to get all the way to the top, like 15-ish minutes.
Yeah, it moves slow, so you can actually take in the views. It's not slow by design. They actually use it to get the inner tubes back up. And if people have a hard time getting off the ski lift, they'll actually stop it. So you're stopping and starting a lot.
Yeah, but it's slow so that you can take in the views too, because
Take
it's
advantage
amazing.
of it. Yeah, definitely. Like you can't get tired of that view. It's so amazing.
And each ski lift bench can hold up to 4 people, and there is a metal bar that comes down in front of you for safety.
For safety, yeah.
It's not like a roller coaster where it's up here. It's kind of out a ways, but
I grew up next to the Iowa State Fairgrounds, and they have a ski lift set up just like this, and it was the exact same way. They're like, yeah, it's the bar, it's fine, and you're like 50 feet in the air, and it's like, yeah, this will help. Awesome. But it's slow enough and it's fine. Like you're not. Yeah. None of us ever felt like freaked out or scared. Even the couple of people in our group that weren't super thrilled about heights.
Yeah. But this is another good time to have your phone in one of those clear lanyards so you don't drop it off the ski lift, because you're going to want to take pictures of the amazing views. You're going to want to have your phone out. But if it's not attached around your neck, if a gust of wind comes by at the wrong moment, or if the person sitting next to you bumps you the wrong way, you could end up dropping your phone, and if you drop your phone, that's it.
I spent most of the time on the ski lift getting video and hoping I didn't drop my phone.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have my lanyard yet. I should have at that point, but I didn't.
Yeah, we bought one at the end of that day. Yeah. But at the top of the ski lift, you'll see another short ski lift to take you all the way up to the tippy top. But we actually stopped here. We didn't get on that next ski lift yet. We stopped here for our next activity, which was the Century Hill zipline.
If you look at the Rainforest Adventures website, we thought that this was going to be just one zipline, but it was actually several.
Yeah, we've been debating on the exact number because neither of us can remember specifically. But it was somewhere between 3 and 5.
I'm pretty sure it was 3. I don't think it was 5. I think I would remember if it was 5. But they say that they have like 8 zip lines there, so...
It was more than we were expecting.
It was definitely more than we were expecting, yes. And they were awesome. It was really fun.
Yeah, when we got off the ski lift, the first ski lift, we were greeted by 2 very friendly guides who outfitted each of us with our harness. And the harness has straps around your shoulders, your waist, and your thighs. And you have to wear a helmet. They give you a hairnet that you also have to wear, even if you are bald. One of our friends doesn't have hair that was with us, and he still wore a hairnet. So just be prepared.
No need to pass diseases along to anybody. It's fine. Wear the hairnet. The guides who gave us instructions and they chatted with us. They were really, really nice. They were really fun guys.
Yeah. One of them even had the same birthday as me, which was going to be the very next day. It was crazy.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But here comes the fun part. 2 members of our group of 7 are extremely scared of heights.
Yeah.
Surprised, shocked that they agreed to do the tour with us.
Yeah, I love it though. I was so shocked, but I love it. They kind of thought of this as like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I actually despise that phrase. But Rainforest Adventures calls this tour the thrill of a lifetime, which I think is a lot more fitting. I don't like the idea that like, oh, I'm going to do this once and I'm never going to do it again. You know, I don't like that idea.
I think they assume they were never going to do it again, that they were like, okay, we'll just get through it. And who knows if they'll do it again or not. But they had fun.
Yeah. So. They conquered their fears, and they stepped up, and I was so excited about it.
So we got all geared up and walked up to our first zip line. One guide actually zips across first, and the other stays behind with you to get you all hooked up, so that way they have safety on the ends. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and each zip line actually has 2 lines that are side by side, so 2 people can go at the same time, which I think is a lot less intimidating for people who are nervous, especially people who've never ziplined before. You know, like they're not going alone. You know, they're going next to someone else.
Yeah, you're in it together.
Yeah, but I was not going to let the 2 who were scared of heights go last, so they went together ahead of me.
Yeah, and the guides were really friendly and very reassuring, and everyone made it across just fine.
Yeah, and the brakes are automatic, so all you have to do is pick up your legs and you move, and it goes.
It's the easiest thing in the world. You just pick up your legs and off you go.
Yeah, and when you get to the other side, the guide who is over there will grab you and make sure you're planted on solid ground, and then they'll unhook you. So you really don't have to do much of anything.
Yeah, however, you do have to walk a short distance on dirt paths and some stairs between each zip line, which they do not talk about on the website.
Yeah, one of our friends that went with us has arthritic knees, so I think she wouldn't have come with us if we had known about that ahead of time. I'm glad that she did come, but Rainforest Adventures needs to be more upfront about that on their website before people book the tour.
Yeah, they really need to make sure that people know, because like when we're planning excursions and stuff, she always looks to see like, well, how strenuous is it going to be?
How many stairs am I going to have to do?
How stairs, you know, how much of an incline is it? Like, you know, how much climbing I'm going to have to do? So like because her knees just can't handle it.
Yeah. But she made it, and it was okay. I just wish that Rainforest Adventures had been upfront about that on the website. Yeah.
Another thing they need to be upfront about, you're not supposed to take your own cameras on the zip lines, not even a GoPro, which is not mentioned on their website at all.
Yeah, we showed up with our GoPro, and the guides told us that they would let us keep it out, except for on the zip line where our photo was going to be taken automatically. But we ended up not having like a sturdy attachment for it, so we ended up not using it anyway.
Yeah, it was a head thing, and it just didn't. Unfortunately, it ended up not working, which is disappointing because I would really have liked some POV of the zip lines.
Yeah, it was awesome. But we still had our phones with us, so we were able to pull them out and kind of take videos like in between the zip lines, so that was cool.
Yeah, but again, this is where a clear lanyard with your phone would be really helpful to keep it around your neck, and
just
there you
let
go.
the video go.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. The Century Hill zipline course is done all along the mountain ridge line, so you have awesome views of the island the whole time. It is amazing.
It's really great because it's right in between like the port where you come in like on the south, and then like Maho Beach is on the north, so like you're able to see both sides really well. It's really pretty.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that we did this course before we did the steepest zipline because I think it got rid of a lot of the nerves and made everyone feel more confident going into that steep zipline.
Yeah. After that course, we took all the harnesses off and got on the second short ski lift up to the tippy top of the mountain.
And this is one of the highest points on the island, so the views will seriously take your breath away.
It's amazing. Absolutely beautiful and amazing.
It was some of the best views I think we've ever had, ever, anywhere.
Yeah.
It was absolutely incredible.
The Century Hill ziplining guides told us when we got up there to put our names on the wait list for the Flying Dutchman, which is what they call the steep zipline, as soon as we got to the top, so we just waited for a brief moment, awestruck by the views, and then went and put our names in. So because of the way the Flying Dutchman is set up, you may be waiting for a little while.
Yeah.
So the idea was to put your names in as soon as you can, then in your off time, your wait time, you can then take in all the beautiful views.
Yeah. And this part of the park where all these amazing views are is called Century Hill, which is a little confusing because it's at a higher point than the Century Hill ziplining course. So I wish that, again, they made that more clear on their website before you decide which tour you're going to book. But the Century Hill viewing platforms, it's like multi-tiered viewing platforms with multiple wooden and stone staircases to get views of practically the whole island.
And over by where you sign in for the Flying Dutchman, there is a bar cart.
Yes, the bar cart.
They make simple drinks, and we're serving a favorite local drink we'd never heard of called guava berry rum.
Yeah, it's this red rum that's made from It's this red rum that's made from local berries with like a slightly sweet, slightly tart taste. It was absolutely delicious. I was stoked.
Yeah, fantastic. So we sipped on a drink and went around the viewing platforms while we waited for our turn on the zip line.
Which really only took maybe like 20 minutes, so it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. The weather was perfect, and we could even see other islands off in the distance. There were signs to help us identify all the islands we saw. St. Maarten itself is such a beautiful island with colorful buildings looking like veins coming from the sea and green mountain peaks between them.
Yeah, I'm still awestruck by the views. Just looking at the photos, it was such an awesome experience.
It's incredible. They called our names for the Flying Dutchman, so we quickly finished our drinks and then ran up to go take the steepest zip line in the world.
Yeah, and they played dance music at the starting line, and we all had fun, like, kind of dancing out the nervous energy, you know, so it was a good time.
Or watching some people dance out their nervous energy. Yeah, it was fun. We went last, so we got to see all of our friends go before us. There are 4 lines total, side by side, and you go down in pairs of 2.
So all you have to do is sit down in this seat and a guide will strap you in. Again, there are straps around your thighs, your waist, and your shoulders. And the guides will take all of your loose items, including hats, wallets, phones, sunglasses, necklaces, anything that's in your pockets. They will put it all in this zipped pouch on the back of your seat to keep it all secure.
Yeah, again, you cannot take your own camera on this ride, which is disappointing because I really wish we could have gotten video of the ride down this insanely steep zip line.
Yeah, the whole time you're being strapped in, you'll have your feet up against this closed gate, and then the guides will slide it out of the way once you're secure. It reminded me of a horse race.
Yeah, it was a little weird with the gate, but they'll tell you to lift your feet when you're ready, and then they'll release you down the zip line.
Yeah, it's a full 45 seconds of flying through the air down at a 38-degree decline.
Yeah.
It is steep.
Yeah, you lose about 1,000 feet of elevation on this thing, and you're going fast.
Yeah, it is insane.
Absolutely insane. And amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, it's not just crazy. Like, it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
You're allowed to let go with your hands if you want to, which we both did about halfway down.
Yeah, the brake at the bottom is automatic, so again, you don't have to worry about anything.
Guides at the bottom quickly helped us out of our harnesses and retrieved our belongings, so it was super easy. Like, you really don't have to do anything. You just have to get strapped in and then do it.
Yeah, and we were so pumped afterwards that we completely forgot to go visit the museum on site, which is called the Emilio Wilson Museum. This whole property was once a plantation that operated on slaves. But Emilio Wilson was the grandson of a woman who had been born into slavery there, and he managed to buy the property in 1954.
Yeah, he turned it into a public park. The museum is in a restored plantation house and talks about what life was like on the plantation. We're really sad that we missed it, but we went straight to our lockers after the Flying Dutchman to retrieve our things, and we purchased a few photos that were automatically taken of us. After that, we exited the gift shop to find our friends having a beer outside Emilio's, the on-site restaurant and bar, and they said our taxi driver was already there waiting for us, so we just didn't have time to go back to the museum.
Yeah, the whole tour took about like 3 hours, which they say on the website, but it really takes a full 3 hours.
Yeah, make sure you have enough time, especially if you're there on a cruise. Make sure you have enough time because it does take some time. We went to Maho Beach afterwards to get a late lunch. We'll be covering the restaurant we went to soon for one of our Thirsty Thursday segments, so make sure you're subscribed to see all of that.
And as far as tour options for people who don't want to go ziplining, you're still able to book a tour that will get you access to just the ski lifts and the viewing platforms at the top of the mountain, plus the museum, which would be an awesome day in and of itself.
Yeah, there's also tour options to do just the ski lift and the Flying Dutchman, or all the ziplining without the schooner ride, or just the schooner ride and the Century Hill zipline course.
So all of the tours need to be booked in advance, and we have an easy-to-read breakdown of which tour includes which activities and how much each one costs in our blog article. You can just click the first link in the description to learn more.
We also include information about how to get there from the cruise port, the height and weight requirements for the zip lines, and how much we paid for the tour photos.
We cannot recommend this place enough. We had so much fun there. My 30th birthday was the very next day, so this is how I spent the last day of my 20s, and I cannot think of anything that I would have rather been doing. It was so awesome.
The views were some of the most incredible we've ever seen, and there isn't much that can compare with the thrill of doing the steepest zip line in the world.
So add this to your bucket list.
Yes.
Add it.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to our channel. We would love to tell you about more awesome stuff that you can do all over the world.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the great wide somewhere.